What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Yeah. Check it out without a doubt, man. Hey, let's start this bad boy off like this. Hey, now listen, before we go any further, gotta get this thing together. We gotta find out who's in the house tonight, y'all. Before we go any further, let's get this thing together. Let's find out who's in the house tonight, shall we? Hey, Joanne's in the house. Oh, yeah. And also Wendy Taylor's in the house. To here, to there, to everywhere is up in the house tonight, y'all. My main man, brother Along is in the house, and also Trish is in the house. Crystal and also Kiwi, y'all, and God Grace is up in the house. Annie's in the house. Oh, yeah. And also Quentin's in the house. Mona Lisa. Hey, and also Ariel. Miss Kim's in the house. And also Joanne's in the house. I can't leave out my new Jody. So before we go any further, I had to get this thing together. I had to find out who was in my house tonight, y'all. Find out who's in the house. Yeah. Man, I was feeling good for a second before I started yelling into this microphone. What's up, y'all? That's something we used to do at the end of the back in the day and everything, man. Before we go any further, we gotta find out who's in the house. Y'all let me know in the comments, man, where you coming from, where you watching from, and let me know who's in the house tonight, y'all. Check this out. Uncle Mike is in pain, man. My kidney stone is killing me, man. I'm drinking this water. I ain't had no food all day. I'm thinking the more I eat, when your digestive system is passing through that kidney stone and it's rubbing the wrong way or something, I guess. I don't know. Lord have mercy, man. I don't want to take too much dope. I be taking BC powder and stuff. Y'all see me. Check this out, man. FEDS coming for Diddy's assets. The LA mansion and company bank accounts. Bank accounts about to be humbled. Oh my God. Hammered. How about that? Hammered. Oh my gracious, man. I'm in pain so much I can't even laugh. Look here, man. This is gonna be a shorty right here. So y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Tisha Tell be getting info, man. She get that info, baby. One of the things I can say, man, is the feds don't have no high 87, 90%, whatever the percentage number is. I don't know. Don't start me the line. And it seemed like to me, playing chess, they just touched the water a little bit. Because I swear to goodness, man, all the bodyguards, it didn't have to be Gene Deal or Roger Bonds. What about all the other bodyguards? He had 2 bodyguards for 30 years. Come on, bro. The cook, she didn't take the stand. The right-hand lady, she didn't take the stand. This was the weakest case. The whole case was about Cassie. It's like, I said, okay, they starting off, they're going to get her out the way because this don't have nothing to do with no Rico. And I thought, this is what I thought, y'all. I thought that they was proving that Diddy didn't pay these workers. The S workers. Diddy didn't pay the S workers. Cassie paid the S workers, which means somebody in the RICO organization, other than Diddy, was taking the money for illegal stuff. Does that make sense? That's what I thought they was doing. I said, oh, this is slick. So they all admitted that Cassie was paying the people, not me, not Diddy. Oh, and Cassie is signed to the record label, right? She's on Bad Boys record label. So she part of, that's Rico. That's what I thought that's the way I thought they was going at it. I was wrong as two left shoes, man. I was wrong as two left shoes. So I don't know why they ain't go that way. Shoot. You can't have a Rico with one person, I don't think. Oh, that's the fire department. I never hit no ambulance, anything outside. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. I guarantee you they gonna come with something else. That whole story I just said was supposed to go with this video and say that the feds is coming with something else, dog. I think they just want to wait to this Lil Rod case and see how much evidence he got. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check it out.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, your name is Sean Diddy Combs. I know Forfeiture. Hate to see you coming. You guys, what am I talking about, all right? Sean Diddy Combs just agreed to forfeit stuff to the federal government. Now, here's the thing. When you look at the exhibits, it's just a bunch of cell phones and computers and all this stuff. Everybody was asking, why did he got so many phones, so many laptops, so many computers? I think they seized all electronics from every house. Don't forget, his kids got phones, they got laptops, they got computers. Okay, fine. Who cares? Even though he did have a tape called Ibiza trip, I wonder what was on that tape. But forget about that, because there is something even more important in there. A lot of people overlook the fact that the government did not waive the right to do any other forfeitures. And if they can find any links, and I mean any links, between what Diddy was doing and anything from his houses to his cars, to his private jets, where he used to facilitate any of the acts in question under the Mann Act, well, guess what, baby? The federal government is literally going to tie everything back and try to get forfeiture on that. Now, here's the thing, right? Because we gotta actually get into it. Because here's the thing, let's be real. If he wants like the forfeiture, it's going to be hard for them, even though he did have freak-offs in, I think, the LA house, it's going to, unless they can prove it was very, very numerous times, it's going to get hard to actually get that forfeiture law in there. However, do you know what the government actually did prove? Do you know what the government actually did prove in court? That Diddy paid for transportation. He paid for prostitutes. And he paid for people's rent out of corporate company accounts. And if they can do that link, then Diddy is going to lose a lot of money. You guys, let's get into this, because you know we love to see this. Okay, let's take it from the top. If you guys don't know, there are two main forfeiture categories, right? There are proceeds. That's anything obtained from criminal activity. So like, let's just say Diddy laundered money or earned money, or like he got money. Like if he was a pimp and he was selling people, okay, that would go. But here's the thing, and I know what you're saying. Okay, Batista, he didn't have the Rico, he didn't have this. Okay, fine. But where does it come down into? The facilitation of property. Anything used to commit or promote the crime, even if it wasn't purchased with illegal money. For example, a home studio, or a studio allegedly used to host, recruit, transport, or to film women involved in the trafficking scheme. Or a jet, SUV, hotel suite, or recording space used to carry out or conceal those acts. You guys, even if the property itself, it wasn't bought with dirty money, it's still subject to forfeiture if it was used to facilitate the conduct. And the SMEX trafficking triggers that automatically. Now, I know he wasn't convicted of SMEX trafficking, but the Mann Act is a law that, even though it does have racist roots, it is now used to grab SMEX trafficking, right? You got to look at why this matters. The language in the agreement says any homes, residence, or parcels of real property used to facilitate or purchase the proceeds of the offense. The use to facilitate is key. It gives the Department of Justice broad power to go after locations of the acts themselves, not just bank accounts, okay? Now, here's the thing, right? prosecutors can later show, they don't have to do it now because it's a long investigation if they choose to. They can later show that a residence, a studio, a yacht was used for prostitution, coercion, or trafficking. It then becomes facilitation properties under federal law, and it's automatically forfeitable even if it was bought legally years before. Diddy agreement, to be fair, doesn't mean that he's automatically giving up everything, right? But it does mean that he cannot fight it in certain contexts. Or even if he does fight it, the government, as long as they have a link, can go after the forfeiture. Now, the important thing is, right? Think about it. That lease that Jane is under, right? The federal government can take over that lease and say, yeah, you can't use that anymore. But more importantly, when it comes out to that, we need to look at the bank accounts. Because here's the thing. Diddy admitted in court that he used business bank accounts, or at least it was proven that he used business bank accounts to pay, to move around, to fly, and to reimburse for illegal activity. All right? Now, say a freak off took place in a rented property. Rented homes, hotels, and Airbnbs can absolutely be treated as facilitation property if they were booked for the purposes of prostitution and trafficking. Diddy 100% booked that for it. It makes me think that's why he liked to have them in hotels and not his house, because his legal told him, don't have it in your house. They could snatch that. Because again, like Judge Aaron says, this goes to the fact that he's using illegal property. However, the key element is the intent at the time of use. If he rented it specifically for these activities, that's used to facilitate. The property owner, landlord, or if it was an Airbnb, hotel, or whatever, is usually considered an innocent owner. But the leasehold interest, the right to occupy it, can still be forfeited or cited as evidence. So rentals used for acts are strong evidence of facilitation, even if not owned by him. And get this. And this is where Diddy's going to be, if he used his funds, if he used company funds to pay for these rentals, the money used to rent, book, or outfit the property becomes proceeds traceable to the offense. That means bank accounts, Venmo, Zelle transfers, or credit cards used in those bookings can be seized, even if the property itself can't be. Now, again, in practice, prosecutors prefer clean, documentable links, right? Flight logs with victims' names, they got that. Payment receipts showing rental properties used for illegal activity. Did he not say that Jane's whole thing? Did he not say that Jane's whole reason he got her that place was so they could have freak-offs? And text messages or videos proving intent. They rarely try to seize primary residence or jets, to be fair, unless they have a clear paper trail, because it risks a drawn-out legal battle. But temporary or rented spaces, that is easy wins. So why is it so serious? It didn't use corporate accounts to pay for a freak-off that prosecutors classify as prostitution or trafficking. That moves the money from being a personal moral issue to a criminal financial transaction. It turns the company into an instrument of the crime and the money into tainted proceeds. So I know what y'all been waiting. Okay, Tisa, get to the point. What the government concede, the specific corporate bank accounts used for those payments, any balance traceable to those funds, even if later commingled, business assets purchased or maintained with that money, equipment, vehicles, even part of a recording studio, and corporate interests themselves, meaning the DOJ can move to forfeit shares or membership units if the company was used primarily to facilitate or conceal criminal conduct. This is how prosecutors were able to freeze business entities in past SMEX trial or corporate corruption cases. Remember Jeffrey Epstein's, Shell LLCs, and Backpage's corporate holdings? Now here's how they prove it. They don't need to show the entire company was dirty. Only that the account paid for an act that violates the Mann Act and the transaction was knowing and intentional. That not an accountant's error. Now, again, what's the evidence? Wire transfers, QuickBooks, entries labeled as travel, invoices for event coordination, reimbursements for intermediaries, or internal emails authorizing payments. So what usually happens next? And this is why Diddy should be worried. The DOJ asks the judge to include the corporate accounts of any traceable assets in the forfeiture order attached to the conviction. Okay? Now, they haven't done it yet, but they're about to start. Civil forfeiture, even without a conviction, they can file a parallel in rem against the property action. And here's the part that people saying Diddy are worried about: IRS or CI involvement. They audit the books for tax evasion and false expense deductions, since paying for SMEX acts can't be written off as a business cost. You guys, listen. These funds that Diddy used to pay technically are forfeitable proceeds to pay for the act moving the snatch. He paid out of business accounts. The government proved that. If he tries to have already drained the business accounts, the government will just do the snatchback rule and say that you illegally moved money during a prosecution, and they might even put a lien against his house. Diddy don't want that. Any property brought or maintained with those funds becomes traceable property, and the corporate entity itself can be named as a defendant or have its account seized. It's one of the fastest ways for the feds to escalate a mandate case with financial crimes into a financial crimes case, because corporate books leave paper trails that are far easier to prove than witness testimony. You guys, listen, Diddy got his jail smacked down. Tim Westwood, Diddy's friend, is going down, and now he's facing this forfeiture. You guys, Diddy, this is going to be a bad 2025. A bad 2025. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Wow. That girl, Cassie, I can't even concentrate, Cassie, because I keep looking at them. She is very, very photogenic. How about that? That's what I'm going to say. Look at this girl.
That Diddy
man.
used.
Look at this girl, man. Wow. How dare you beat up on somebody that look like this? How dare you, man? That's crazy. Oh my gracious, Ward. You supposed to worship something like that. You supposed to worship any woman that you supposed to be in love with. But again, man, I'm learning as y'all learning. I'm getting the info just like y'all getting it. And I think that Diddy he's in for some things, man. I really think the Lil Rock case and the little girl that keep crying, I wish I can remember her name. Graves. I think her name is Graves. Miss Graves, I'm gonna call her Miss Graves. I think some of these civil cases, man, gonna turn criminal. They say that he's a criminal. Now I wonder why. Some people never know. The enemy can be a fake guardian. Look here, man. I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. Oh my God. Whew. Lord have mercy, man. Please, Lord, let this pain go away. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.